Oh, come on. Come on now. Not. Okay. Now rotate. Okay. Oh, we got the first person. Can anybody confirm you guys can hear me? There we go. Not too bad. Wow, 11 people. Give me 1 second, folks. Still setting up the whole shop here. Oh my goodness. Everything is perfect today, folks. Except the fish doesn't bite. Everything is perfect today, folks. Oh, look at that. Mr. Dwayne, how are you, sir? Mr. Dwayne is one of my VIP customers. I have to do something for my VIP customers. I will do something for my VIPs one day. Folks, the camera is kind of forward, so you guys are close to the rods, but there is nowhere for me to sit here. But I do have a second phone and I'm reading everything. And the microphone is right here. So I cannot sit on camera, but I'm participating. Unless we catch a fish, then I will be on camera. Man, I did catch one nice fish. I know you're not gonna believe me. So I'm gonna try to show you. Man, it was a nice. I don't know if you're gonna see it like this, but we landed maybe 15, 17 pounder while I was just getting ready, unpacking, and after that, nothing. Rebaiting, repacking. So today there will be no carp video, but I'm here anyway. So I thought let's do a little live stream, hang out. So let's do this question and answer video. If you have any questions about anything except politics, just no politics, but anything else, economics, fishing, ICAST. Last year I went to ICAST. This year I didn't go to ICAST. But very interesting. I don't know how many people saw my video about ICAST last year. I think I was the first one to make a negative video about ICAST. Figures, right? iFish goes somewhere and makes a negative video. But half of ICAST was not even fishing, folks. Half of the vendors there were selling coolers and apparel and bimini tops and water pumps for the boats that are very remotely related to fishing. And then if you take the fishing vendors, no major companies were there. Daiwa and Shimano were there, but they didn't bring anything good. So it's a bunch of I don't know, not serious then. Anyway, I saw the first videos coming out of ICAST this year, and shockingly to me, both videos that I saw were kind of negative too. There was one guy, Mikey Balls. He's a bass angler. I watch for some reason a lot of bass fishing channels and videos. I don't know why. But he made a video, ICAST is dying. There's even one other guy who never writes a negative, Dieter Melhorn. I hate that guy, stole all of my videos. Even he made a kind of half negative video about ICAST. ICAST is not what it once was. So this year I decided not to go because also there is no new releases this year. What is released this year? Sahara? No, Ultegra. Ultegra is not a new reel. I did a review of that reel before even the reel was out because I knew what it was. Naski? Naski is not a new reel. Naski is just a Sahara with 2 rubber seals. That's not a new reel. And it has 1 more seal on top on the main shaft. That's a Naski. What did they release? Daiwa Tatula. Mr. Richard Jean asked me about Daiwa Tatula. I think he was thinking of buying it. It feels nice, but it has the same gears inside as the Legalis. You have to buy a Luvias family to get the high-end gears from Daiwa. So there's nothing released there. So I just didn't go. Maybe next year I'll go again, every other year. Let me know when you log in, guys. When you log in, let me know where you're from. At least country. If you're from United States, state. If you're from out of United States, what country? A little wind came out, a little bit too much. I wanted a little bit of wind because I took my augury fan, that fan that I showed you in the last video. Man, it feels so good when it's hot because I put it here to shoot air at me from point blank. I took it with me and I left it in the truck. Just like my hat. My hat is on the front seat of the truck, passenger, and the fan is on the back seat of the truck. So it's okay, a little bit of wind. Wind is actually good for the bite too, but if you have a boat, if you're fishing from a boat, especially deep V boat, it can shake you up a little bit. California, here we go. The lag was actually not too bad. Norway. Wow. What time is it in Norway? Evening, I guess. I do have, I believe, 1 or 2 customers actually from Norway. But all they buy is the bearings, which is kind of sad. Yeah, I buy the bearings from China, ship them here. Then people from Europe They want these bearings so bad. They buy them from United States, but they really come from China. So this little bearing travels from China to Tennessee, and then from Tennessee to Norway. It's kind of a waste, but I wish you guys would try my jigs for your perch. 1.5 number 8. You need to try that for perch. Tommy Holland, I recognize you, buddy. Dallas, Texas. I almost moved to Dallas, Texas instead of where I am here in Tennessee. If I didn't go to Tennessee when I was considering where to go, it was here in Tennessee or Dallas, Texas. Dallas is a great place also, full of job opportunities. Good weather, not as bad I guess as Houston, and amazing fishing. But a little bit too hotter than Tennessee, and a little bit more expensive than Tennessee also. Oh. Do you have any small fish in Norway at all, or do you fish for these big cold water fish there? They're all kind of huge. It would be nice if this app had an audio option so everyone could talk. Because otherwise I need to talk all the time, and that's kind of not my thing. I like to listen and interject, but not talk all the time. Let's see what's in the cooler. Man, my cooler is full today because when it's hot, I gotta drink something all the time. No food though, only drink. I'm fighting with some 5 pounds here that are stuck on me and don't want to go away. One thing I experienced a couple of times though, should be a warning. Maybe I'm getting old. I am getting old, of course. But when I'm on a diet, I don't get food with me when I go fishing. But in the summer, sometimes, a couple of times, when it's very hot, and I drink but don't eat anything at all. So today I haven't had any food at all other than the sugar inside the coffee. I drink some Gatorade. What is this? I have here some Arizona tea. So I guess there is more sugar inside of that crap here. It's not even my favorite. Whatever my wife buys, I take something so it's not just water. But if I drink any drink, even Gatorade, I have to take a gulp of the tea and then a gulp of water because everything is too sweet. Even the Gatorade is too sweet. However, a couple of times what happened when I'm fishing all day and eat zero food at all, I felt very weak. I didn't feel dizzy or anything, but I just felt so weak, just weak. I couldn't lift anything. I felt really weak. And but if I ate something, it went away. So maybe some sugar, some blood sugar issue. So right now, when I'm without food, I make sure at least I have some drink that I know the drink will have some sugar in it. Old people problems. However, I'm feeling amazing today. So thank you, Jesus. I'm not religious, but nevertheless, thank you, Jesus. I feel great today. No headache. I feel fresh. I feel in great shape. As a matter of fact, I regret going carp fishing today, because I could have caught, this lake is full of crappie. It is full of crappie. You have to fish deep in the middle of the lake, but there is so many brush. There is no shortage of brush. And they all have crappie. Crappie, bluegill, everything. I could have caught a lot of fish today. But no, let's go catch some carp. Oh, we got an order from I don't wanna, Mr. Haynes from Ohio. Hopefully that's not too much information. Thank you, Mr. Haynes. If you ever watch the carp video. Okay, let's read some comments. Color coordinating setups. Yep, it's with me. It has reached OCD levels. I don't really have problem with OCD. Like there is my garage is a mess. There's a lot of stuff that are a mess, but I kind of, even the mess is kind of controlled. But if the rod and the reel, even the line, don't look good together, I don't want it. I'm not gonna fish it. I have plenty of other rods and reels. I mean, even when I just test them, even if I know I'm not gonna keep the rod, just for the test, they still have to match. It's not even OCD. It doesn't really bother me, but when they match, I enjoy it. And then I enjoy all day. And if I enjoy it, there's very few things today that make me happy. I will do it. Salmon and trout. Well, probably big trout. What else is on your mind, folks? Feed me some topics. Is anybody looking at buying some new tackle? I need some, this is kind of spontaneous video. I need some topics to discuss. When will YouTube make this a live stream with multiple audios? Definitely. Mr. Tommy, what are these crowns? I don't know what these crowns mean. That you joined first or second? Andrzej Pokopka, let me guess, Czech. Gabe or Gabe? I remember you too. It's kind of sad, but I remember pretty much everybody who posts in my videos. And I remember pretty much all of my customers that have more than a couple of orders. Even my wife remembers them. My wife and I are a team. I don't know if I've told you guys, but she loves my business. I don't have to ask her to help me. She loves my business. She is sometimes doing stuff by herself, packing, or she loves my business. But when we pack orders, usually I go pick them up from the shelves and toss them to her, and she's doing the packing and the labeling and all of that stuff. Sometimes I'm fishing, she's doing everything by herself. Without her, KB. This is undesirable pronunciation for YouTube. Is anybody considering buying anything? Shady Creek fishing. Yep. Yep. That's a blessing. Because otherwise, when you're by yourself, everybody needs a little bit of confirmation. Doesn't even have to come from expert or somebody who you think is, very knowledgeable. Even some very simple support and confirmation. Very helpful with these businesses. My business is, I really want to connect with some good company that I respect, with good factories. I want to do more design and less business stuff, folks. This is, I'm spending most of my time making decisions about manufacturing problems and issues, and should we do it this way or that way, or I don't know how to do it. And all of this logistics and customs and now tariffs, I don't want to deal any of that. I just want to design product. Hopefully I connect one day with some big company from Japan, and they take care of all the manufacturing. And I just do the design. I want to make my own rods, but I don't want to make them with some Chinese company and it's just another Chinese rod out there. Yep. By the way, catching a 3-pound catfish on a BG1 is already something to take pride in, because 3-pound catfish is enough to snap my jigs if you have braid and you try to horse it. I can say my jigs, I love them, beautiful, thin, sharp, but they're not very strong. Catching big fish on a BG1 automatically means that you played the fish. You cannot just horse a fish with the BG1. That's very fast way to snap a few jigs. Green sunfish shell crackers. The safest jig to buy is 125 number 10. That thing, if you are good, you can fish it in 5 feet of water, all the way up to 15 feet of water. And with the size 10 hook, all of these sunfish have big mouths, but with the size 10 hook, you can really catch anything. Bass, crappie, little bluegill. Randy the trout magnet man, which I know most of you know, he's been fishing not his whole life, but the last, I don't know how many years, with size 8 hook. And the size 8 Daiwa hook, fishing for bluegill. The size 8 Daiwa hook is bigger than my size 8 hook. And he's been catching, go check his videos, all kinds of bluegill and bluegill after bluegill. He's been fishing for bluegill with size 8 hook. So size 10 hook is definitely not too big for any bluegill or shellcracker or anything like that. There you go, with the Ruru. And I like how you say Ruru, even though the name is only one Ru. I made that name, but one Ru doesn't sound nice with the Ru. Doesn't sound. When I say Ruru, I don't know. Problems like this. Man, are we gonna catch even one carp? Panfish magnets. All right. Now I heard that a little bit bigger trout magnets will appear one day. But when will that be? When will that be? We will see. I'm working on my own lure too, but it's very slow. But we got our first plastic mold done. This is just a plastic mold right now. It's not a metal mold, because that's not going to be the final lure. The final lure will have some other stuff. But I want to see the body, how does it look, how does it feel. It took a long time and a lot of 3D tweaking, folks. Lure is so much more difficult to design than a jig head. Even the jig head was difficult to design, but the lure, oh my goodness. There is no 125 number 8 hooks. 125, well, if you use the panfish magnets, I recommend size 12 hook. Size 12 hook. Because those things are tiny. For panfish magnets, I want to recommend you specifically the 1 gram number 12. And if you get a bigger float, like if you want to fish with a bigger float and more weight, add with the sinker kit, add 1 or 2 olives on top of the jig head. But if you want a jig head that will match perfect with the panfish magnets, get exactly the 1 gram number 12. And then if you want to fish with a 125 float or the S150 float, you can put a 0.25 gram or 0.5 gram olive on top. But you don't want a big jig head with these small pieces of plastic. This is a little bit crooked. Let me straighten you guys up a little bit. There you go. That's a little bit better. Come on, guys, feed me some topic. Just no politics. Anything else? I mean, anything else. I need something to blab about to kill time. Even carp, man. Carp on this spot you can catch. Wow, this bird, a cormorant, came out with a fish in his mouth. I don't like these birds. Get out of there. Where's my BB gun? Look at him. Why are you swimming right there? Go fish somewhere else. This thing, man, they're like submarines on the bottom, chasing everything. He's right on top of my rods. I know he will spook carp. Carp is kind of a big but shy creature. Get out of there! Can I throw something? Get out of there, you. I have a little BB gun at home, but I can't hit nothing with that thing. Maybe the sights are... Man, he got so many fish. Every time he submerges, he comes up with a fish. These things, some people think they're cute, but I heard some crazy numbers. They can eat 2-3 pounds of fish per day. Per day. A bird that doesn't even weigh 3 pounds. Well, how much does a cormorant weigh? Red spots, I sure wouldn't eat them, but sometimes do happen temporarily when there is a spill or some kind of a chemical gets in the water. There is also one disease. In Bulgaria, we had one disease that made red spots on the fish. I don't think that's the same disease. We had our carp in Bulgaria had red spots. And nobody wanted to eat those. But sometimes some chemicals people spray on their lawn or on their whatever farm, and the rain will wash all of them in the creeks, and the creeks will pump them in the lakes. All that stuff that farmers spray on their crops ends up in the big lakes, goes in the creeks and then in the lakes. Super or extra ultralight. You know, this rod, people, I don't know why they don't like it. The Presso Air AGS extra ultralight is available and is the best extra ultralight rod on the market. There is nothing else. It weighs 42 grams. I think the reason people don't like it is because it's available. When you check something and it's sold out, oh, it makes you want it so much more. Presso Air AGS, if you can find the money, it's still pretty cheap. By the way, Japan got hit with 30% tariff too. So you might want to buy this right away, or I don't know how you're gonna ship it. But the dollar is going down, and now we're gonna have new tariffs. So JDM tackle has a potential to go up drastically next year. 30% on a $300 rod. That's a good tariff right there. Man, if you're 16, don't worry about this high-end tackle. If you're 16, get something, because there's very high probability you're gonna break it also. It's not a good idea to get even the Beleza. Beleza, even when you find it, it will be over $200 after shipping, because these vendors abuse the fact that I recommend these rods, and they jack up the price right away. I see the other models that they're selling, but I didn't recommend them. They're still selling for $130, $140, which is what the Beleza used to sell. Now the Beleza is $180 before shipping. There will be a new Beleza. They make one every year. If you don't get one of the early ones, don't pay $200 for the Beleza. Not that it's not worth it. I actually think that the Beleza is worth $200. But you are rewarding that behavior. I don't know, ugly stick. I don't know about those. I've never seen ugly stick, and I've checked them many times. Good for ultralight fishing. They are extremely dead, tip heavy, and unless they're very stiff, they're wobbly also. Sometimes they're not wobbly because they're very stiff. But ugly stick has not come up with a good ultralight. Shakespeare Micro, if you're on a budget, Shakespeare Micro is unbeatable. There was also one Bass Pro Shops Micro Series rod. I didn't recommend it because all of the models were bad, but one. But I forgot which one. I didn't make a video on my phone, and my brain doesn't remember anything. Basically, all of these Shakespeare Micro, Bass Pro Shops Micro, is a brown color rod with cork. It looks exactly like the Shakespeare Micro, but nicer color, nicer cork handle. But the guides are the same, the blank is the same. It's like overpriced, good-looking Shakespeare Micro. But you have more guides. It's not only with 6 guides, you have 7 or 8 guides. That one costs only $60, and one of the models, I forgot, I think the 6'0", I forgot. That rod, if you are in Bass Pro Shops, you can check it out, but don't buy it online because the other models were so wobbly. No, I don't recommend any ugly stick for ultralight fishing. For cat fishing, I recommend the striper ugly sticks, not the catfish. Catfish ugly sticks don't have good action. Very stiff, and then only the tip bends. The striper has beautiful bend. In 15-20 minutes we have to rebait. Bob Smith, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Yep, when I'm done here, Sunday night is the longest night because orders from 2 days accumulate. And sometimes we have to pack a lot of orders. As long as I don't have to do a lot of clips. Sometimes we don't have clips, but somebody bought jigs with clips. We have to install them. That can take forever. And there is no money in selling jigs with clips because it's pretty much the cost of the clips anyway. And the only reason I'm doing this, the only reason, if you would believe it, is because it's a unique product. Nobody else has it. If somebody wants jigs with clips installed, they have to shop from me. That's the only reason. And they're gonna buy something else. They're gonna buy a couple floats. Danny, Old Hickory has tilapia? I fish Old Hickory not all the time, but I fish it a few times every year. Isn't tilapia a saltwater fish? Where do I go to catch tilapia? Tilapia has the body of like a shell cracker. I think tilapia would make amazing fight on ultralight. Just the body structure looks amazing. I would love to find a tilapia bite somewhere. Definitely would try that. Good job, Tommy. Don't put more than one, maybe 2 layers. And always buy the satin, not the gloss. Gloss will make it shiny and the grip, the texture doesn't feel nice, slippery. Only buy the satin color. Look at this, look at these rods. Look at, you guys see the cork on these rods? These rods are, all 4 of them, 10 years old, maybe more, because I had them before I bought my boat, and my boat is 10 years old. These rods are from before my boat. Look at the cork. Not only they look brand new, I think they look better than brand new. Because when the polyurethane ages, it makes this yellow color that only the most expensive fly fishing rods have. When you buy like a $1,200 fly fishing rod, it comes with aged cork out of the box. It looks very old already, but it's brand new. Fly fishing rods, $1,200, $1,500, $1,700. Can you believe that? Fly fishing line, $120. I couldn't believe these prices. You have to be very rich to be doing high-end fly fishing tackle. Thank you, Mr. Robin. I really appreciate you guys dropping a comment. Because a lot of people watch, but it takes an extra moment to type something. And it's a small step, but very few people take it. I honestly don't know why my jigs and floats have not become more widespread. I mean, I have received nothing but positive, very positive feedback. And how is that not spreading? You know, I always believed in free markets, and if you have good product at a good price, it will spread. and it spreads. People are posting in these forums, and I'm getting new customers, but it's so slow. To become a brand like, I don't know, Ugly Stick or like Zeman, to get just some name recognition, that takes probably decades, or unless you spend like $1 million on marketing or something. Because people watch the same YouTube channels and they do the same routine, and if they never watch my channel, they will never know about it. I know people who thought, who send me emails telling me, I thought you were full of shit, but I bought your jigs and floats out of curiosity, just out of curiosity. But oh my God, they look and feel amazing. Several times I get this kind of an email. People buy them out of curiosity, but even out of curiosity, you have to come watch my channel. But even I don't watch too many new channels. I watch whatever channels I'm subscribed, and that's it. So it's very difficult to get exposure to something new. I feel if only people tried them, if only they tried them. But there is no way to get people to try them. Maybe if I sell them at Walmart for free for me, only Walmart will make money. Selling at Walmart and Bass Pro Shops and Amazon, it's impossible unless your product costs pennies. These companies will make more money than you. That's by definition. If there is $2 profit to be made, they will take $1.50 per product and you will take the 50 cents. They will take 3 times more than you. It's up to you. Well, I did a collaboration. Oh, we're gonna get our first fish. No way! Yeah, fish on the YouTube show, on the live stream. Yay! Yeah, we have a fish. Can you guys see? I don't want to move this too much. Yay! I'm gonna try to come here. My hat is in the truck too. Yeah, we got a fish. Yeah. For those who ask, this is Shimano Terramar, very old rod. They have new models now. This one looks brand new. Look at the cork handle. It looks beautiful. Let me not lose this fish. I wanna land at least one fish. This Shimano Terramar, this is the new twin power. This reel is so cheap and so good. I know carp anglers, if you go to Europe, they buy very expensive carp reels, $300-400 with the big pits, but inside they feel like crap. If you try this Shimano twin power, you never buy a carp reel. I mean, it's so liquid inside. This reel is amazing. Yeah! Gimme! Gimme! Where's my net? Oh my gosh, my net is in the water. Do you guys see this? Look over there, my net is in the water. Except the angle got tangled in the rope. You guys see this? I don't want to risk moving the camera while I'm fighting the fish, folks. I have bad experience recently, talking too much and losing a good fish because of the talking. I want to focus, keep enough pressure but not too much pressure. The mouth of a carp is very much like a human mouth, but a little bit stronger tissue. but it is human. You will tear it. It's not exactly like a crappie. Crappie is like paper. This one is meaty, but you will tear it if you just. All right, I need to go over there, land this puppy, and we have to rebait. Interesting, this one hit after 1 hour of no bite. It's still not too late to get a bite. Because I'm fishing, I didn't guys tell you, I'm fishing with feed corn on the hook, which was soaked last night. I don't put scents when I soak it. When you soak it, you can put vanilla, whatever flavor you want, but I don't. Because if I'm getting a lot of channel catfish bites, I want my corn not to be scented. And if I'm not getting channel catfish bites and I want scent, I always keep gummy bears with me, so I can add my own scent. But feed corn is indestructible. And you put it on the hook instead of on the goddamn boilies. Stupid boilies. People who cannot catch any fish buy boilies because YouTubers are showing them boilies. Boilies is the most difficult way, not impossible, but the most difficult way to catch a carp. That's boilies. You need the stupid hair rigs. You need a lot of stuff. Why? Just put 2 pieces of corn on a hook. It's not that hard. Boilies. YouTubers do this with very toxic reasons behind it. They want to appear that they know stuff, that they have technology, that they know stuff that you don't know. And if you don't put the boilies, you're not going to catch nothing. Because if they just put some bread on a feeder and 2 pieces of corn, it looks too easy. But they want to appear that they know more than you. See? You think that putting 2 pieces of corn on a hook is enough? No, that's not enough. You need to know as much as I know. And if you don't have my superior intelligence, you're not gonna catch carp. But I caught this big boy here, and that's a big boy. Make no mistake, that's a big boy here. We got us a big boy. With corn. Where is the hook? Okay, there is no corn on the hook left. But I'll put new corn and I'll show it to you. Yeah, that boy came on corn. You want to get fancy? Get a gummy worm. Bite a piece of the gummy worm. The gummy worms are perfect diameter. The cross section is perfect diameter for putting on the hook after you cut it off. I give the carp a minute before I unhook it because I want it to get tired and peaceful. Otherwise he'll flip-flop everything here. Yeah. Come on, get out of here. Get out of my net. Come on, buddy. Okay. Put the net back in the water. Man, I figured some new invention today. I keep my net in the water. I wrap the rope 3 times around the handle, and that's it. And the friction from the rope is holding the net, but it's in the water. Yeah. If this is not brilliant, I don't know what is. So as the boat is shaking up and down, my net is in the water. It's getting washed. My goodness me, folks. My goodness me, folks. Oh! Huh? Can you see this? That's not a bad carp. Come and catch this carp with my rods and tell me this is not fun. rogue fish. Look at this beautiful fish. Look. Does he look rogue? He looks good to me. Show them how you feed. This boy is 12, 14 pounds, I believe. All right, now let's catch us. Man, in the water he looks exactly like a submarine. Looks very... Here he looks more flat. In the water, when you look from above, it looks like a torpedo. Let's cast this one and rebait a couple more. Alrighty. Washing my hands after every fish. Okay. You want all these towels? All right. Now let me show you how we actually gonna do it. We're gonna rebait this one. Look, it's in the cooler. Feed corn, gummy bears. I'm gonna get one kernel of feed corn just to show you. But where is my needle? Not needle. This is Yeah, buddy, that's a fish, buddy. But why you don't have power to take it down, bro? Is this a channel catfish? I'm feeling head shakes. I got 20 bucks on channel catfish. Any takers? Okay, let's not go there. Yeah, it is just head shakes with no weight. But we had to rebait it anyway. So, yeah. Is this a channel catfish or a blue catfish? What is this? Huh? You can see the corn here. What do you see here? Feed corn. Indestructible. You want to add scent? Put some gummy worms. Man, that went through the bone. Cannot remove it. This is a local production. However, I still, when I cast back, I still replace the corn, folks. Because fresh corn, even if you just soak it, smells on corn. When it sits in the water for that long, it doesn't smell on corn anymore. What happened here? Oh, come on, man. Not now. I want to fish now. I don't want to be doing this kind of stuff. Yeah, almost there. These Chinese feeders, everything comes apart. I kind of super glue them at home so they don't, all of the parts don't fall apart, but they still fall apart. There's nothing you can do to stop them from falling apart. Okay, now where were we? So we're gonna get 1, 2 pieces of corn. Now you don't even have to do this if this looks difficult or fancy, but I drill a hole with this drill, and this is a drill, 2mm drill you can buy, or 1.5mm, whatever you want, from Home Depot. I kind of pre-drill it. Otherwise, when you put it on the hook, the kernel cracks. Even though it's soft because I soaked it all night, but it still cracks. But when I do it with the drill, it has enough hole there, so when I put it on the hook, it doesn't crack. Okay. So, dude, no wake zone, bro. Bro, no wake zone. Shh, hello. There is a no wake zone. Look at him. The only reason I fish in this cove is the no wake zone. It makes for a peaceful fishing. If you're catching channel catfish, folks, like this baby channel catfish, you should not be chumming and you should not be using gummy worms. Not on that rod, not on that location. Look at the wakes now. You a-hole. And he kept riding right in the middle of the plane to make maximum wake. Freaking. At least go on plane. It makes a smaller wake than mid speed. Okay? Now this one has just two kernels of corn, folks. Put some pack bait and send it out. I was gonna show you on the other rod. I was gonna put some gummy worm, but not on this rod because this rod already has too many channel catfish right there. So this one is going back with nothing but corn. He turned around. He's not even fishing. He turned around. What is he doing now? He coming towards me now. Let me rebait the other one and cast them after he moves out of here. What an a-hole. Let me just rebait the other one that caught the carp. He's still not idling. This is 1500 RPM. That's still a good wake. A-hole. Right on top of my lines right now. Good. Yeah. That's the worst. 1500 RPM is the worst. Just go up on plane. And he did. Still in the cove, up on plane. He didn't even fish. He came. Here is my gummy worm. You can see where I cut it. It's so nice when you cut it. It makes a beautiful cubicle. Oops. You can put bigger chunk, smaller chunk, whatever makes you happy. But now you have one piece of corn and one cubicle gummy worm. By the way, it's not worm, it's a worm. But worm sounds gross to me. I say worm. I don't know. It looks so beautiful now. And put some pack bait and throw it in the water. And this guy will set me 15 minutes of yapping back. But they will come back, the carp. They don't really I think they're used to boats. It's not a big deal. Just 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And they'll come back. Okay, which one to throw first? Need a towel here. Yeah, let's throw this one. With just corn. Okay. Give me a second, folks. I'm coming. Man, so silent. This bait caster. Yeah, it's not that tight. The reason we didn't hear drag was this baby catfish. See how loud it is? It has a clicker, this one. Okay, let's cast the other one. Now watch this. I'm casting this with the left hand because there is no other way to cast it from the boat with bimini top. Everything is just like with the right hand, but I hold with the left hand. I'll watch this cast now. That's a good cast. Good enough anyway. At least good enough, and we'll rebait this one real quick. Just so we know we have three fresh baits. That one is, I put such a big chunk of pack bait, I don't want to take it out. I'll take it out later, that one. Maybe in 20-30 minutes or so. See, pack bait is gone, but the 2 pieces of corn are still here. But I'll still put fresh corn. Maybe you don't have to, but I mean, it's free, why not? Also, when the feed corn sits on the bottom for 2 hours, the color, instead of fresh, beautiful yellow color, the color becomes kind of black and dark. I think probably the color bothers me more than the loss of flavor. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, no gummy worm on this one. Gummy worm only on that rod over there. It's kind of outside of the range here. It never gets any bites, so I can add some flavor there. But if you have a bunch of little fish already bothering you, you don't need no gummy worms. All you get is turtles and channel catfish from too much flavor. I don't know how people fish with the jelly, strawberry jelly, and still catch carp. That strawberry jelly is like a turtle and channel catfish magnet. They can see it from 100 feet and find it. How do you catch fish with that? There should be nothing but carp in this lake if you want to catch fish with that. Okay, now let's put the corn and the gummy worms back in the cooler and toss this one right in the middle of the red zone over here. And everything on this twin power feels amazing. I always stop it before it hits the water. First of all, it hits the water with slower speed. Second of all, when you stop it, the hook goes to the front of the pack bait, and then when it falls, stays on top of the pack bait. Otherwise, it's possible to get when they're sinking, you can get them tangled up. Give me 1 second, folks, and I will catch up with 1 second, and I will catch up with the comments. Now, okay, now that we have fresh bait in the water, let's get a fresh drink also. Oh, feels good. This cooler right here, maybe you don't see it, but this cooler, folks, if I don't have it to lift my feet on the cooler, most of my comfort is gone. Cannot just rest. I need a cooler to lift my feet, then I can lean back and relax. Thank you, Mr. Robin Wyndham. I think I recognize you as a customer also. Bobby, thank you, sir. Yep, thank you, DW. Yeah. That's the beauty of carp fishing. They bite in the middle of the day. And big ones. All right, folks, need a topic. Any tackle question, anything. Not even tackle question. I don't want to stay quiet. Let me put this here. We have plenty of pack bait left, probably made too much. I don't even throw the pack bait in the water when I'm done. Screw that. What's the point? To get the bluegill channel catfish will eat it in 5 minutes. I take it home and feed it to my deer. We have several deer at home. They all got phones right now. Hopefully nobody shoots them in the fall. They're not supposed to shoot them in the city, but They don't stay only in the city. And if you go a little bit outside the city, it's already shooting grounds. Hey, Dave, it's going. I caught a pretty nice carp just like 10 minutes ago, so could be worse. Still kind of slow to fish with 4 rods. And I have 2 carp today in, what time is it? 3.5 hours. For carp fishing, that's slow. Maybe for catfishing it's alright, but if carp are here, usually the bite is, I mean, I've had several times all 4 rods are in the boat with fish. With Mr. Richard. With Mr. Richard, Gina, every time we caught about, I don't know, 10, 12 fish, he made the video only with 3 or 4 fish. But we caught so many. He doesn't make his videos very long. Probably smart. My videos are too long. Even my bluegill videos are too long. This year, folks, I had my best bluegill season ever. So many big bluegill. I deleted 5 or 6 bluegill videos. I needed space on my hard drive and I had nowhere to put them. In these videos, it was July, but I had still videos from May. I don't want to publish old videos. I published 1 or 2 old, but they were getting too old. Next year I'm gonna catch them anyway. If I didn't have a full-time job, in May I can publish a video every day. That's how amazing. And the reason for that is when you hit the right lake at the right time, you can make 5 videos in one day. But who's gonna edit all of this and publish them? Because you go in this cove has shellcracker and bluegill. This same cove in May has shellcracker, but the shellcracker is like very small here. I caught a shellcracker on corn one time here on my carp rigs. Shellcracker on corn, believe it if you want. On the bottom, right there in the middle. On the same lake, go in this cove, make one video. Go the other cove, it looks different. It's another video. And the whole lake is spawning. It's a huge lake. It has so many coves. You can go in any cove, all the way to the bottom of the cove. I'm gonna find a fishing bed. Not fishing bed, bluegill bed. I'm gonna find a bluegill bed. You can make so many videos, just nobody to edit them, nobody to watch them. I see people, the first 3 videos with big bluegill get thumbs up, views, everything. But you keep pumping bluegill after bluegill after bluegill. People get sick of them. I try to put some review or something in the middle. Man, I've never heard. This guy told me that we have tilapia in Old Hickory. I even asked Realistic Fishing. That's where he fishes. He's never caught one. So, and he fishes every single day, unless he's sick. If he's never caught one, I don't think tilapia it has enough numbers. Maybe they're in one particular spot somewhere, but I don't think they're in the entire reservoir there. 250 degree braid dollars braid means Daiwa. For braid you need Daiwa. $250. Probably, since you are saltwater too, David Abazadze. Probably the vanilla luvias, no STSF business, just 2025, or was it 2024? The latest Daiwa luvias, no letters. And if you chugging big lures and if you fish saltwater, don't get ultralight. Get the 2500 size minimum, a little bit bigger reel. I think for saltwater fishing with 1000 size reel is. I know the Japanese, they have this mackerel aging, they have these tiny fish, but we don't have this kind of stuff here in United States. Anything you tangle with here in United States can smoke your reel. That said, if you're fishing freshwater for panfish, get rid of that braid. Just repent from your sins. Get rid of the braid and adopt mono or fluorocarbon or something like this. That's a good question, Bobby. First of all, $90 is for the JDM Legalis is still a good price, and I would probably pay it. The Ultegra is brand new, and I don't think you will see it on that close to $90 for a while. Also, keep in mind that tariffs on Japan are coming in force soon. So you don't have time to wait for the Ultegra to drop in price. It only drops in price after it's been released for a couple of years, like the Miravel. You can buy the Miravel pretty cheap right now. By the way, the Miravel is, if the Miravel and the Legalis cost the same money, and sometimes, amazingly, they do, even though the MSRP of the Miravel is a lot higher than the Legalis. The MSRP is almost double the Legalis. But because I never recommended the Miravel, and every year I recommend the Legalis, everybody wants only Legalis. So Legalis sells for $30 above MSRP. Miravel sells for $30 under MSRP. And they cost about the same on Amazon very often, Amazon Japan. And in that case, Miravel is actually a good competitor to the Legalis. They have the same weight, the same everything, feel, finesse. Miravel is only good under $100. Yeah, I would recommend, since you're not buying a house, I don't want to be disrespectful, but sometimes people are asking too many questions for a $50 or $60 reel. The risk when you buy a JDM Legalis is not that you're getting a bad reel. The risk is that you overpaid $10. That's your risk. But what kind of a risk is this? It's much better to get the reel before the tariffs and everything else. And as long as you love the reel, you're never gonna regret that you overspent by $10. But getting some junk because it was on sale and then you don't like it, you regret it forever. So from this practical perspective, it's probably safer to get the Legalis, the JDM Legalis, for $90 now, because I don't think the new Tegra will be close to $90 in the next 12 to 18 months. Careful with NASCII. Look at the handles. Your local shop doesn't have the new NASCII. They just released new NASCII. It has new gears. Don't buy the old NASCII. Okay? They just released the new one. I'm gonna make a video. I will tell you guys how to recognize the old from the new, but you have to go to Shimano Japan, not Shimano USA. Shimano USA is a... I can make a better website at home. All of the information on Shimano USA is 5 and 10 years behind. They are still selling reels that are 1 and 2 generations old. They don't have the new information. Everything, all the information, it's very unprofessional. And the same Daiwa USA. Shimano USA and Daiwa USA websites are very unprofessional and very behind with everything. If you want to see how the new NASCII looks, you have to go to Shimano Japan, see how it looks. Then go to Shimano USA, see how the old one looks. The new one is copper color. Copper color. Exactly copper color. So don't buy NASCII until you find the copper color out. Which Amazon? Amazon Japan or Amazon USA? Because if it's Jack Dude, because if it's Amazon USA, I hate to tell you, but it's the old Legalis, not the new Legalis. Which old Legalis still very good reel, but the new Legalis even better. Sometimes I tell people I kind of broke their happiness. Man, I just had a drink and I feel thirsty again. That's why I don't like these sweet drinks. They make you more thirsty then. I have to drink some water after every time I take a gulp of these drinks. It has ginseng and honey. Wow, ginseng. Now I'm gonna be even smarter. Watch this. Watch this. Watch me. I'm gonna take a gulp and I'm gonna say something smart right now. Watch this. Yeah, Legalis. I'm just kidding. At the end of the day, though, best part of the day, when we're packing up, I always eat all of the gummy worms that are left from carp fishing. That's why I pack a few extra. More questions, folks. At least 35 minutes more. I don't know if I can make it all the way to 4 o'clock. If I catch one more fish, maybe I'll make it to 4 o'clock. Otherwise, 3:30, 3:45. Get out of here. Oh, really? Then 87 is a good price, very good price, especially since the return process on Amazon is very desirable. Let's put it like that. Sometimes I buy shit on Amazon just because how easy it is to return, and I'm not sure I will like it. Then definitely I would just get one Legalis. If the Ultegra ever comes under $100, just buy the Ultegra 2. Get a second mortgage on the house and buy the Ultegra 2. We don't have horse mackerel here in the United States. We have it in Bulgaria. I even fished for it in Bulgaria, but I fished with, I don't want to tell you how I fished with embarrassing, I fished with some embarrassing techniques. Never caught any horse mackerel. But we don't have it here. We have bigger fish. We don't have schools of baby fish like in Japan and Europe. Abazadze, is this Georgian? My twin power is 4000 PG model. That's the 4.4 gear ratio. I mean, if you are doing any kind of ocean fishing or carp fishing or catfishing, any kind of big fish fishing, man, I strongly recommend this exact model, the 4000 PG with the 4.4 gear ratio. Reeling with the fish on, oh, it feels so powerful. There is no other product like that. It feels amazing, gives you confidence. Man, Georgia is a great country. One day when I'm very rich, might go on some international fishing trips. I need some other questions, folks. Got another 30 minutes to kill. Anybody else? What are you guys fishing for in July? Or you just sitting at home, afraid to show your nose out of the house without AC going on? July is actually, in my opinion, a better month than August. July has a lot of, I don't know, rain. The water is high, oxygenated. Crappie is very active. Carp is very active. I know it's hard to tell right now that carp is active, but it is. July is a good month for fishing, folks. August is more difficult. August, we don't have a lot of rain. The water gets very stale. No oxygen. The water levels drop. The fish gets lethargic. They go deep. They don't move very much. August, pretty much the only thing I do is carp. Carp, you can still find carp in some kind of moving water, Tennessee River. Moving water to get oxygen. Fishing lake in August is kind of depressing. Yep. I know that rod. Come on, one more carp. Do you guys hear the boat slap? The water slap in the boat? Is that boat slap or water slap? Yeah, you do. Where should I put this microphone? Maybe I can put it here so you guys don't hear the slap so much. Whatever slap that is. Man, my pack bait smells so good I want to eat it. You can see the cereal. There is still some unmelted cereal. When I'm done with mixing my pack bait with the bread and everything else that I have, bread, cereal, oatmeal, anything else you find in the house that's made of grain, mix it up, and now it's wet and doughy. After it's wet, I put some dry cereal on top of it, and I don't even mix it. I just put the dry cereal on top of it. It smells good. And when I pack it on the feeder, I grab some dry cereal with the dough and I mix it up, and now I have dry particles, completely dry, inside the dough. And these dry particles, when they hold air, and when they get submerged underwater, the air fizzles out, they kind of break down, creates some kind of disturbance for the fish to notice them. Should we rebait this last rod? Let's rebait this one rod. Come on, I need a few more questions. Any kind of tackle questions or other questions? Brian Nordberg with the big bluegill from Texas. Scopex ice cream. Wow, nobody else will get that joke. But I get it. I get it. Scopex ice cream. Scopex is, according to religious carp anglers, most carp anglers are religious. Not in the Christian religion, but carp fishing can be a religion. It's very religious. They think that Scopex is kind of the best carp flavor in ever. Scopex boilies, that's it. Here is a boilie. One of my rods, I was making a video. This is a new kind of attachment method, no hair rig. There is a screw, literally a metal screw attached to the hook. And the boilie is drilled onto the screw. This way you don't need to do needles or anything like that. However, this is a 5-year-old boilie, maybe even 6-year-old boilie. I did buy it from France, Brian Nordberg. I used to buy some carp tackle all the way from France. Man, this boilie got no love. Let's put a little bit of, since we're cooking all kinds of crap here, let's cut a tiny piece of this. That's actually the only thing that caught fish today. The rod that caught the fish today had a tiny piece of gummy worm. If I didn't know any better, I would put gummy worm on all of the rods. But I caught that baby channel catfish, so I know that there is a bunch of baby channels, so I don't want to put more gummy worm. But on this one I'll put a little bit for flavor. Brian, this one is for you because the boilie is washed out of the original flavor on the surface. Has no flavor anymore. I'm putting a little bit of gummy worm on the hook just for flavor. They actually do this in Britain. They put 2 different pieces of boilie or particles on the hair rig. They'll put like a yellow boilie, and then on top of the yellow boilie, cut in half a red boilie. Looks like a snowman. Or 2 different colored boilies, or 1 boilie and 1 corn. They do that on purpose for visibility. Let's listen to this. Such a good cast at such a good spot. There is I don't know where carp is today. The water is high. The water is higher definitely than usual. Aha, this one is biting. No? No, right? When the water is high, do the fish go into the coves or out in the main lake? Because I'm in a cove and the fish are just not here today. They're just not here. Kind of boring. Next time we're gonna do better. Very few hours. I don't use my engine for anything. I mean, I used to use it only for idling. Now I don't even idle. My boat is so small that when I put my trolling motor on speed 12, I do like 3.5 miles per hour. And it gives me time from the boat ramp to the spot. These lakes have so many boat ramps that I never fish far from the boat ramp. I don't do that. Only for bass tournaments you need to run long distances because you all come from the same ramp. But if I'm gonna fish the north side of the lake, I go to a ramp that's on the north side. South side, I go a ramp that's on the south side. And it gives me time to pull all of my rods out of the boxes, to pull up the bimini top, to organize everything on the boat so there is nothing on the floor. It gives me time to set up everything. So I don't even idle. I use the trolling motor for everything. A very few hours. I'd be surprised if I have even this year 20 hours. Maybe 20 or 30 hours. For the first 6 years in Chicago, I had 150 hours. They checked it once. That was it. Oh, I skipped your question. Will you make 1 gram size 8 jig? Actually, maybe yes. Because if I do eco-light, the 1.5 gram becomes 0.9. But what can you fish with such a light jig but big hook? Can you tell me what are you gonna fish with a 1 gram number 8? What kind of fish? I have everything ready available to make such a jig. But when people fish that shallow, they fish for smaller fish. 1 gram number 8 would be like for bass fishing, shallow. Two-inch swim bait, okay, but 1 gram is so light you cannot fish deep. So you're gonna fish in 4 feet of water. This one got another channel catfish, I think, the same one that got it the first time. And now we got a lot of slack line. We got a few bites and now a bunch of slack line. I bet it has another channel catfish. Look at all this. Tell me, what are you gonna fish with 1 gram number 8 and a 2-inch Kitek? What kind of fish and how deep? That will never sink more than 4 feet deep. Bass, how deep? On the bank? Actually, maybe shallow fishing for bass from the bank, you don't want it to sink fast. Maybe it kind of makes sense. You want it to sink slow on purpose. Okay, I will make a small quantity of, it will not be 1 gram though. It will be 0.9 gram or 1.2 grams, one of the two. Because I'm also making, and it's almost done, a 2 gram number 8. The 2 gram number 8, if I can get it right now, because it's bass season, on Tennessee River, especially for these small spotted bass that I'm catching over there around the mooring cells. But the 1.5 number 8 sinks too slow for me. My fish are deep, in the summer especially. If I can get the 2 gram number 8, I can tear them with just BG1s. Bass on BG1 all day. All right, we'll definitely make a small batch, see how they sell. Ugh. Anybody else? Come on, one more carp. $148 yens per dollar. That's interesting. The dollar is down a lot this year, but the yen is down even more. So it's mostly the tariffs. It's not the exchange rate. Shady Creek fishing, I'm working on that already. The first plastic mold is ready. I'm hoping to get something actually in August. The first baits, see how they fit. They're not gonna be final. There is one or two other changes that I wanna do, but I got tired of doing 3D work without seeing anything. You have to see something in person to make sure it fits, it looks like the way I want it before we keep going with the changes. But I will have my own lures that will fit perfectly with the BG ones and will be in beautiful colors. And they will be very easy to install on a BG1, which is kind of a unique feature. Not only they will fit good, but they will be very easy to install on a BG1. My lures are gonna be something else, folks. Just like my floats and my jigs, my lures will be something else. Not another freaking Chinese plastic. Hey, we got a viewer from Australia. Thanks, buddy. How are the temperatures in Australia? Is it hot there right now? Or is this your winter, or what's the weather in Australia right now? Yeah, my beta will look like nothing that you have seen. But it will be, let's say, inspired by many baits, but every bait has in my opinion always had advantages and disadvantages. Like I like the size and the the shape of the trout magnet, but it has no action. I like the action of the Charlie Brewer, but I don't like the size and the shape. And all of these lures have always something. That's for my flavor, of course, for my preferences. So I'm gonna make it with the shape I want, and I'm gonna add action. And it's gonna have the perfect size and fit my BG1s. Man, with the bearings, it's not worth buying bearings from me. I ship to most of the big European countries. I think I ship to all of the big European countries. But the smaller countries it's just absolutely not worth it. By the way, just so you guys all know how my shipping works. If you buy from United States, it's almost like a flat shipping rate. I charge $3.50 or $4. I think my highest rate is, I don't know, $4.25 or something like that. But it's almost like $4 flat. But it costs me $5, sometimes $6, sometimes $7 to ship. But I charge only $4. And I pay part of the shipping cost myself, at least in the first few years, just to get people to try the products. Hopefully one day when I have enough customers, I don't have to pay the full part of the shipping cost. but I subsidize part of the shipping to United States. Shipping to United States costs me for every order more than what you pay. For every order, I have to add on average like $1 from my pocket to ship more than what you pay. But for anywhere outside of United States, Canada, Europe, Australia, I have several customers from Australia. I have one repeat customer from Australia. I definitely ship to Australia. Europe, there I just click the button because in the system I have put the weight of every one of the items that I sell, and I have put the weight of the envelope. So the system takes the weight of the merchandise that you guys ordered, and it calculates the shipping cost based on what it's going to charge me. And that's the price that you see on the screen. This is not my price. I didn't determine, I have no idea how much it costs to ship from here to Georgia. I have no idea. This is automatically calculated shipping cost. But I found that these small countries, sometimes shipping can be very expensive, and it kind of creates a negative image. I don't want even to show this. I had no idea. Like, you can buy something for $10, but it can cost $30 to ship. What's the point? But it's not me charging $30. That's what the system is saying. There is no cheaper way to ship it. So, yeah, anything outside of United States is automatically calculated based on the weight of the product and the distance. Basically, whatever I'm gonna get charged to ship it to you. Thanks, buddy. Muffin, is this Fin as in Finland? Oh, come on, Carp. Let's get one more for outro. The Netherlands. I guess kind of close, even though completely accidentally. What is the top sports fish in Netherlands? Is it perch or carp? Is carp even popular in Netherlands? There you go. You saw it, people. That's Europeans for you. Here, carp is looked upon with nothing but disdain. In Europe, it's this top sports fish. They go with the tripods and the Jelkim alarms and the BVs and sleep on the lakes for 1 week. Some of these pay lakes in Europe, they cost like 1,000 euros per week per person to fish on that lake. 1,000 euros, even more than 1,000 they can cost. Aqua lakes in Hungary. Was it Hungary? One good thing I'm noticing today, because I don't have my fan, I left it in the truck, but we have no flies. I cannot stand flies landing on my bare skin. Cannot stand it. When they touch my face, I have to get a towel and rub my skin. I don't know how people fish with shorts and short sleeve in the summer and all the flies can land on top of you. I'm dressed like a ninja. Long sleeve, hoodie, hat, gloves, long pants, shoes. I mean, I put even face masks sometimes. I'm dressed like a ninja. You flies will not land on my skin. Man, everything is perfect except the fishing. Do I have any fishing rods here? I have one fishing rod, Eradicator with Vanford. Maybe I end the video and go do some crappie fishing to get this off my system. This was a very slow session, folks. One carp and one channel catfish. It'll get better, it'll get better. Queuing is, yeah, as far as Chinese rods go, it's okay. I reviewed one queuing rod. You can check it out. Most of the rods have, not most, but some have solid tips. Most rods in China have solid tips. I think for a very specific reason. It looks cool on the pictures when they bend the tip 180 degrees and it doesn't break. That's the first reason. Second reason is customer support. If you sell tubular tip rods and the tips snap and break, which if you're selling cheap rods, the tips will be snapping all the time, people get angry. If you sell solid tips, they bend so much that they don't snap, people don't get angry. And most people don't have an idea what solid tip is, what tubular tip is, what's the difference. They don't care anyway. So for that reason, most of the products, these Chinese rods, are solid tips. On Amazon, when I see them bending the tip 360 degrees in a circle, that's a solid tip. I am not interested in that. You cannot tell me how sensitive it is, how beautiful it is. Don't want to know. Don't want no solid tip. But even the tubular tips, this queuing that I reviewed, everything was good, but the rod was still kind of like a very beautiful and light ugly stick. It was still dull, not sensitive. I mean, in United States, it would do very well if you sold it for $80 in Bass Pro Shops. But it is in no way comparable to a JDM rod. As long as you have the right expectations that a Chinese rod is like buying something from Bass Pro Shops, but maybe at a lower price. Even the price is not lower, but I don't want to go on a tangent. Price per rod is lower, but if I judge by my own experience, I bought 5 rods, I kept one and the other 4 I gave away. Now, if you look per rod, I paid $30 per rod, $40 per rod, but I bought 5 and I kept only 1, and the other 4 I gave away. And even when you do a giveaway, when they see it's a Chinese rod, nobody is putting a comment. They don't even want the rod. You're making a Chinese rod giveaway and say leave a comment and I will pull the winner. Nobody leaves a comment. And all of the Chinese stuff is like this, the lures. Some lures are good, cheap, but don't look at only the price of the one product that you kept. Go to your account, see how much junk you bought the entire year. And how much of that junk that you bought you actually used and kept, and the rest you threw away and you gave to your friends. So in that perspective, it's not that cheap, because more than half of the stuff, we got a hit here, more than half of the stuff you end up not keeping. So don't have some kind of, you can still buy stuff cheaper, of course. Bass Pro Shop puts crazy markups. Crazy markups. Oh man, where did these wakes come from? I don't see no boats here. Yeah, they come from China and Malaysia. My iPhone also comes from China. When Japanese companies open a factory in China and Malaysia, and they bring their 3D computer controlled equipment, and they just use the cheap Chinese and Malaysian labor, then they can manufacture very high quality product. Like this iPhone, I've never had a bug with this iPhone. Unlike my desktop Windows, bugs all the time. iPhones don't have bugs. But when they make their own stuff, it's not very good. Fishing line, that's an item that you can probably buy from China, because fishing line is, especially for carp fishing. How do you buy bed line for carp fishing? You use 0.30, 0.35 millimeter diameter. This line is so thick that, what is the difference between a Japanese and Chinese line? 20% in strength and 10% in stretch. But people that shop on Temu, they cannot notice a difference in stretch. So scratch that off. So difference in strength. But difference in strength is also difficult to notice when everybody is using such thick lines here in the United States. Everybody's using 6 and 8 and 12 pound for bass fishing. I'm fishing for carp with 6 pound. Yeah, everybody is using so much overrated line that even if your line is 20%, weaker than a JDM line, it's still strong enough. But with lures and rods and reels, it's hard to come up with a keeper from the first item. You have to buy 5 or 6 things, and one of them will be okay. Fishing time, let's go. I got one before I started the live stream, but I took video and picture, and we got one after I started the live stream. And this live stream is about done. I would have fished a little longer, but it's kind of, they're not here in the cove today. So I'm debating picking up and go catch a few crappie before I get home. That's right. Buy a Vanquish. I'm just I don't even buy these Chinese reels and rods to review them anymore, and that's kind of more practical. First of all, who would watch it? Let's buy some Chinese reel, killer spin or killer, I don't know. They also always killer or king, some kind of words like this when Chinese make brands. They think it's kind of impressive to put in the brand name killer or king or something, king or queen or emperor or something amazing. Who's gonna watch the video? What am I gonna do with the reel when I'm done? I don't have any Chinese rods and reels left. All the money I spent on them, even just for reviews, were waste. I don't have anything left today. And Daiwa and Shimano and the rods, graphite leader, there's so much good product released all the time. I'm struggling to stay on top of just the ultralight tackle. Forget about all of the tackle. I don't know anything about bait casters. I cannot even stay on top of ultralight rods and reels, just the good ones from Japan. How do you review everything? The only way to review is just to buy it and show it on camera and not fish with it, not open it, not test it. Man, everything is beautiful other than the slow bite. Today is kind of cool actually. I mean, it's 85, 86 degrees, which is as good of a temperature as you'll get in July in Tennessee. We had a little bit of a breeze. We had one boat. After this one boat drove over my rods here, we never got another bite. I thought that later we will, but we didn't. Razgele. Bulgarian? All right, folks, it wasn't meant to be today. Hey, at least we caught one fish and it was kind of nice. Could have been a skunk too. We're gonna do this again another time. Bring me some questions next time. But I'm gonna cut this video here because I feel I'm wasting my time and I'm not ready to go home with absolutely nothing. So I think I'm gonna reel them up. And I'll go check a couple of brush. I do have the Vanford here with the Eradicator. And I have enough lures to mess around. I'm gonna check a couple of brush over there to see if they have fish on them to know for the next time. But I wanna thank you all for coming over here and keeping me company, because with this slow bite, if you guys didn't join, I would have left long time ago. So thank you guys for coming out, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.